everybody, it's Michael from GetFitOver40.com, and I'm bringing to you, I guess it's an update video, sort of letting you know my progress. I've been really working towards this day, essentially since January of this year, but we'll go back a full year. And I know a lot of you haven't been following this channel that long, so I'm going to recap. About a year ago, in June, so it's basically June now, I was about 175 pounds. I'd been training for athleticism, tone, get lean. I guess I was about 6 to 7% body fat. I did have some muscle, but I was pretty lean. 6'1", 175 pounds, not a big guy. But I think I looked pretty good with the shirt off and things. I would get some compliments and things that I was toned and muscular, but I wasn't a big guy, for sure. So I got into CrossFit and learned about building muscle and strength and legs and building legs and all that. And over the course of the rest of that year, so up until about December, worked on legs and strength and definitely put on some size, especially in my lower body, maybe 8 to 10 pounds even. And I was up into about the 180 plus weight category. So let's skip ahead to January. January of this year, I decided that I wanted to go into a physique competition, a men's physique masters competition, so for over 40. And so my goal was to do a pre-test, which is to get to this point here today in 5 months, to do a bulk, put on some more muscle, a cut, and then see where I was at and see what I need to work on and see what the process was like so that I'm ready for the November contest and maybe tweak a few things and whatnot. And so here we are today. I've done my bulk, so I went from about 182 pounds up to as high as 205 during my bulk. Then I leveled out in March to about 200 pounds, and then I started my cut basically April. So April, May, I've been cutting for 2 months. And the goal then was to get from about just under 200 down to about 190, and to be in the 5 to 6% body fat range. And I sort of have achieved that. I didn't quite hit the weight cat. I'm about 192 to 193, but I'm definitely in the 5 to 6% category for body weight. And what happened along the way is I actually gained a little bit more muscle, which there's this myth that you can't gain muscle while you're cutting. And the theory there is that you just don't have the energy, you're not eating the foods that you need to put the muscle on. But the reality is as long as you have that energy, then the food is working itself out if you've got that energy. And for most of the cut, I had lots of energy. I was making gains, I was pushing the weight, I was always trying to make progress, and that's why I put muscle on. The last 2 to 3 weeks have been difficult because I get into that area where my body starts to slow its metabolism down. It's struggling to find energy because you're on a deficit. There's not a lot of fat to take, and so it becomes very difficult. So yes, it's been hard those 2 to 3 weeks to maintain. I don't think I put any weight on the last 1 to 2 weeks for sure. So here we are, 192, 193, 5 to 6% body fat, 45 years old. I don't think I look like a big guy in a shirt, and that's the whole point of being in a physique physique sort of look, is that you're not bulky and you can't do stuff and you're so puffy. You just want to look good in clothes. But when you take your shirt off and stuff, you want everything to stand out. That's the whole point. So we're gonna do that now. Get into the mode here. Take the clothes off. Whoops, wrong one. And I've got my new shorts that kind of look like I'm doing a physique competition. So here we go. All right, so here we are. And I'm just going to do a couple sort of poses here. So a lot of times they come out and the guys will do a lat spread. Right, I'll come up a little bit. And they'll do this side thing here where they twist sideways and pose for the camera. And I just wanted to kind of show you what's going on my sides here. I'm getting the striations. We're doing a lot of side work. It's hard to find the lighting. We'll just do some different poses. And what else will we do? Do this one here. Is this a good one? Show a little bit back. I don't get to see my back too often, so move it in. And now I have a disclaimer here. I've mangled my calf doing that 400-meter run for LT Raw, and I've just retorn it several times now, and so I've got to pretty much slow down. I've stopped doing CrossFit for a while because it wasn't helping, and just trying to let this calf heal. I've really done a number on it. It's all bloodied and everything. So this calf is out of the picture, but we can show you some other leg areas here. So we got some cuts going on in the legs, right? They're coming along good. Veins and whatnot. I gotta be careful not to tighten that one too much. I can show you one calf. Now I did lose a little bit of butt during this cut. It's when you lose the weight, that's an area that tends to put on a little more fat is in your butt, but I still got some from the squats and all those different things, so anyways, that pretty much gives you an overall idea what's been going on in my world. It's been a tough 5 months, it's been a lot of work, but hopefully this gives you an idea of what's totally possible for a 45-year-old guy with motivation, working out up to 2 hours a day, 2 times a day, 6 days a week, eating right, to bulk, eating right, to cut. It's a lot of work, but this is the end result, and so I'm going to take this knowledge that I've gained, apply it to the next 5 months for the November competition, and so basically the goal there is to do a light bulk, maybe gain 5 to 10 pounds tops. Hopefully some of that, 5 pounds of that's going to be muscle over the next 5 months, and then cut off 5 pounds and get back into that 5 to 6% body fat range, maybe be up in the high 190s for the competition, maybe just tweak a few things. Alright, thanks for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Don't forget to subscribe, check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Till next time, take care.